But just in 3-0, a harsh scoreline on Newport today?
I think we deserve perhaps a little bit better, but I think the goals that we conceded we're disappointed with. But for spells of certainly long spells of the first half, I thought we looked comfortable and we had some good chances. But the goals that we give away were certainly the first two we're disappointed with. And if you're going to keep chasing games, it's hard to come back at any level.
You mentioned the first half and so much possession and two decent chances, one especially for Ryan Burge.
Yeah, no, he obviously made a good save from the first one and the second one. I think just as he went to pull the trigger, the guy got a good tackle. But, I think if you probably look at it and be a little bit disappointed himself that he probably hasn't dispatched it or rolled Rennie in, but I think the first goal turned the game on its head.
And the second goal then, 9 minutes into the second half, was a real turning point.
Yeah, we've got to do better there. There's a little bit more communication required, and two players going to the same ball, things like that. You give goal aways like that, you're always going to be struggling in a game.
Who got the final touch?
I think it come off Andy Sandell. Yeah, I mean they're genuine boys. Again, they give effort. Can't never criticise that. But I thought we lost a little bit of belief in the last. Once we went to 2-0. We huffed and puffed, but I didn't think we were quick enough in the final third with our passing and a little bit more clinical in terms of a bit hopeful rather than knowing what we were going to do today.
Was the lack of games a factor at all?
Well, it hasn't helped. We're not going to use it as an excuse of why we lost here today, but it hasn't helped us. It was our first game in 2 weeks. Before that was 2 weeks before that. So we haven't played much football this year, but hopefully that can get us going and start get some games at home and start getting back to winning ways.
Yeah, that's the thing. You should benefit from this game.
Well, we need to. We need to get going again, and just hopefully that the weather is going to be kind to us. Next week, and we can get some games on at home.
Yeah, 5 home games now, hopefully, on the trot.
That's right, and that's where we've got to capitalise on. And that starts at Tuesday at home to Oxford, which is a big game, good game. But it'd be nice to get home and start playing some games.
Weather permitting, are you hopeful the game will go ahead?
Well, I'm always hopeful, but it's been horrendous, the weather. Everyone in the club's trying to do their utmost to get the games on. It's been a real uphill battle. But what we know is then games have got to come. So what we've got to do is focus and make sure we capitalise on them when we do play at home.
Are there any contingency plans at all?
Not that I know.
Positive, Chris Zabrowski coming on?
A lot of positives. Max Porter again come on, got match minutes. Zabrowski came on. I think as I said today to the players that they've got to be looking over their shoulder now. There's players that didn't even make the bench today. And if people don't step up and perform like we know they can, then unfortunately we've got players to come in and take their places now, which is good for me, and I think it's what we need right now at this crucial time.
And looking at the table, you've gone down to 10th and nothing has changed points-wise.
No, I mean, listen, I think once we get to the end of March, we're going to know whereabouts we are for the season, and we've got a lot of games coming up. Like I say, without repeating myself, as you've said, we've got 5 in the spin at home now. We'll talk about after them 5 games. I think we'll have a good idea of where the season pans.
As you said, you did start very well. If you had got the first goal, do you think it could have been a very different game?
Very much. I think we've learned from it this year. The first goals are really crucial at this level, as they are at most. But I thought we dominated. I thought we moved the ball well. I thought we looked comfortable, assured. For a team that hadn't played for a couple of weeks, I really was pleased. But as we were thinking that and speaking about it on the bench, the inevitable happened, and they're poor goals. All 3 poor goals. That's what you've got to do better when you come away from home.